Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So today's energy is brought to you by Mars. We have a number 9 energy today. Interestingly, we have 369. And so I'm gonna probably label this a Mars, very Mars energy. But why do I feel like there was something I wanted to say before anything when I said brought to you by? Oh yes, today's soundtrack is brought to you by me. Let's just say me is Mars. Today, at least, or now. So, interesting. The music that came through today, uh, I recognized several of the songs or the singers of these songs are Aries. Um, like Celine Dion is one of them. Luis Miguel is another. Those names could be significant to you. Bruno Mars, maybe not, I don't know what his sign is, but the fact that it's Bruno and Mars and Bruno gives me like the Pluto, what's his name from Popeye? I always mess it up. Bluto. Is it Bluto? Anyway, maybe I'm saying it in my Popeye voice. Blutos. All right, so not too much today to discuss, but the reason for the notes is so that I don't get sidetracked so I could just stay on the focus. Okay, so please don't mind that it's just a reference so I don't forget where to start. So the first thing that came through today was, let's see if I could say just a straight English translation. It's the story of a love like there is no other the same. That made me understand or comprehend all the good and all the bad. That gave light to my life only to turn it off afterwards. What a life so dark. Without your love, I will not live. You always were the reason of my existence. To adore you was for me a religion. In your kisses, I couldn't find the warmth that you offered, and the love and the passion as well. Okay, that was a loose translation, but it's a beautiful song. Es la historia de un amor como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan oscura, sin tu amor no vivible. Don't mind the door slamming. I have the door open and it's extremely windy. Maybe I should go turn it off. Oh, I said turn it off and I meant to say close it. So, someone turned off? Or do they want to close the chapter? We'll see. Let's see. Then the song that came through. Oh, okay. Let's focus here. That's the bell ringing. Teacher's calling. Focus, child. Focus. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Um, you, the unconditional. My shadow has been you. The story of a love that wasn't nothing. You, the same one from yesterday, the unconditional. The one that expects nothing. The one I didn't know how to love. My friend, it's you. Oh, amiga, tú, la misma de ayer, la incondicional, la que no espera nada, tú, la que nos ama, no sé por qué. I don't know why. You didn't know how to love. So there's a masculine. So let's go into this. So this masculine is focusing on this love like no other, divine feminine. This love made him realize everything, all his all his positive and all his negative, everything about life through his reality has been like shown. Like here it is. This is everything of your life. This is all the positive and all the negative. You brought that light to this masculine, divine feminine. Without your love, he feels like he can't live. I mean, it's just figuratively speaking. Let's not make it all very serious, of course. But needless to say, it's very dramatic love. It's very emotionalized love. It's very big love. It's a story of a love like no other has been the same. Like you cannot compare this love to anything else. It was a religion to adore you. If the masculine couldn't feel your kiss as the warmth that it was, it's actually en tus besos no encontraba el calor que me brindaba el amor y la pasión. In your kisses, he couldn't find the warmth that love and passion was offering. Wow. Does that mean that he didn't think that there was love in your in tus besos? Even if it's just metaphorically speaking, he didn't, literally actually physically kiss you. If you and your masculine never connected physically, you just had a very beautiful love connection, um, experientially speaking or spiritually speaking, however you perceive that. So, maybe this masculine just wasn't aware of all the love and passion that was behind your kiss. Maybe he thought that it wasn't there. Like, nope, love isn't there. Love doesn't exist there. Misunderstood your love. But realizing that you are unconditional, or that your love is unconditional, realizing you were like a shadow to him. It was like you're his other half. You're the side of himself that he has yet to understand, the side of himself that has been hidden from him. You never expected anything out of this masculine. You never cared to take from this masculine. And this masculine didn't know how to love you. He just realizes you are his friend. He realizes that it's you. So it's like his own sense of self didn't know how to work with a love that expected nothing out of him. It's like, what do I give to something that expects nothing? Like, oh, I'm just supposed to be me, but what version of me do you want me to be? So it's like, who do you expect me to be? Who do you want me to be? How should I be for you? And that's the whole point. It's not who are you going to be for me, it's who are you as you? Who are you as you? That's who I love. I love you as you. And I just want to experience all of that you-ness of you that is you for me. You know what I mean? Like, very cute. It's beautiful. Oh, so this song, I've always said it's a little bit like creepy, but it's not, it's called Good Vibrations by the, why was I going to say the Beastie Boys? The Beach Boys. Um, it's Good Vibrations. I don't think I can go that high pitch right now. My voice will crack. Can't, no, sorry. Okay. I don't want to. But anyway, that song, there's like, I'm thinking of good vibrations. It's like really deep. And then there's this part that goes, I'm thinking of good vibrations. And then he goes, she's giving me incitations. And it's just like, it feels almost like a subliminal programming because it's like in the bath. Ooh, why did I say in the bath? I meant to say in the background. Subliminal messages in the bath? What is that? Anyways, let's act like we didn't hear that. Let's go back to good vibrations. I'm thinking of good vibrations. She's giving me incitations. I don't, is it incitation? Incitation? But it feels like, like, I feel like I understand this word in Spanish. Mencita. Like, I don't know, entices? It feels like it's enticing. That's what it feels like. But I'm kind of lazy right now and I don't feel like looking up the word. So, whatever. Anyways, this song, okay, it brought up Vanilla Sky. Vanilla Sky. Some of you might like the flavor vanilla. Maybe there's something to do, like, remember that term in 50 Shades of Grey? They were like, something about like vanilla sex, or I guess it means like bland sex. I don't know, like, basic, like nothing too crazy. But anyway, yeah, that could be something significant. But anyways, this song comes through good vibrations. It's supposed to feel really good, but there's like this undertone of like creepiness, like a weirded out, like, am I in a warp zone vibe? Okay. And oddly enough, that song reminds me of the movie Vanilla Sky. That part where, for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's such a like a mind bender, or at least it was to me when I saw it. I was in my early 20s, very, very still naive in a lot of ways. Um, but it did kind of leave me like for a moment, and looking at it now or recollecting it now, it's a beautiful movie in the sense of like the complexity of it is beautiful to me. So anyways, Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, and Cameron Diaz. Those names could be significant. Those actors could be significant. I don't know, but here it is. In that movie, in that part that Good Vibrations come on, it's when he's waking up. He's waking up from the dream that became a nightmare, and he's remembering why he remembered the term that he was told. All he had to do was say this to wake up, and which was what? Tech support. All of a sudden, when he's at this place that he's realizing, it's like he got to the end of the story before he was put in the cryogenic chamber, dead thing. So it was like he was frozen in time due to a trauma, and the goal was that in the future there would be a cure for that, or a solution for that trauma, so that he doesn't have to um, live the rest of his life under those conditions. It's like putting pause on his life, putting him in a bed chamber that keeps his body intact. But they download a software into his uh, consciousness, and he chooses what he wants to experience. The love he wants to feel, the way he wants to look, the way he wants, all of it is all a simulated reality. And he goes to sleep in this dream until the time comes when the solution to his I guess chronic issue, or term, or maybe not terminal, what's the word, permanent issue, what seems to be like a permanent uh reality that cannot be changed or fixed. They pause him in time, create this altered reality, and that dream, when it turns into this nightmare, he has to he comes to the conclusion of the movie clip that he was experiencing. um so when he sees, well, he's remembering, he's like, he starts saying the word tech support, and he's just screaming it, and he ends in this roof, the top of a roof, because it was the way that he chose to wake up. He programmed, he's like, let me get, I picked this scenario for my awakening. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. And I feel like perhaps maybe this has been our human experience. Like, maybe on a subconscious level, we picked our way to be awoken. Maybe there was some collaborative experience in the spirit realm where we agreed with one another how we're going to wake each other up, or how we're going to participate with one another in the sense of uh, when it's time for us to come back into the world and live our life, now that the technology has caught up to bring us back to balance, the only issue is how far into the future did his reality start? The everything that that where his life paused, that life, like all of that is long gone. Like those people are no longer in his reality at all. He's so far into the future now. The ancestors or the predecessors of those people might still be around. Like the love that he, created to live out was someone he met at a party but never actually had a relationship with. This person just left such an impression on him, and it just so happens that that was the last impression that was left upon him before the fate that occurred that forced him into this cryogenic chamber bed thing. And then from that point, everything that happened was just an illusion. It was just a fantasy. It was just a dream. It was just the program that he chose because it was better. But something happened. There was a glitch that turned that disc or that tape or that whole system, how it's supposed to play out, took a turn for the worse. It turned into a nightmare. Now, was it a mistake or was that part of the program for to cause his awakening? So did he create the problem as well that would lead him to figure out that he was in a dream? And now that he's ready to wake up, that woman probably has, you know, he won't, he's not going to be with her again. She's long gone. Granddaughter might still exist. Her great granddaughter might still exist. He might find her in this new life, meaning that energy might still be out there in a new body, in a new experience. It won't be that idealized person from the past. It'll be like a new version of that energy, or at least a possibility will be, because the movie stays at that point where you don't really see where does it go. He basically has to jump from that tall building, just free fall, and let himself face that fear of falling, face that fear of the unknown, face that fear of, I'm going in, I'm diving into the new reality. When he does that, have you ever had a dream like that though? Because that's kind of like what happened. You know those dreams where you're like, oh shit, I can't wake up, and you like the more you panic, the harder it is to wake up. The more you let go, the quicker you get up, and it's like you have to manage your body to allow you um, to let things, how do I put it? Because it's almost like if you become conscious before the thought, it's like it doesn't register in the body right away. So in the dream, you might wake up, or you might be aware, like, oh shit, I'm stuck here. I can't get up. But what happens is that panic is only makes it worse and harder. You start to like block up, you start to tense up, you start to like get very, you know, freeze up, you freeze up. Cryogenic state, I guess. And then if you let go and release, which is what he had to do, he had to free fall. He's like, so that's why he said, let me guess, I picked this scenario. He picked he picked a scenario that he knew would be uncomfortable, but it would force him to wake up. Luckily, he does. He gets to wake up in a new reality, uh, with whatever problems he thought he had are either resolved or solvable, very easily. And his resources are intact with the new times, or they have grown with time. You know what I mean? Like his value has only continued to be sustained throughout time. You know how like the value of a dollar changes over time, or I don't know if it's like you know how back in the day you could have bought a potato chip bag for 25 cents, and today that same potato chip bag can easily cost you $2.25, and it's actually smaller, and you get like four little chips in the bag. Less value, higher price, isn't that inflation? So I don't know, folks. I'm just talking about what's coming through. Okay, moving forward. So, all right, Vanilla Sky, good. The vibrations came through, all of that, all of that. So you could be giving good incitations to this masculine. He's thinking you're bringing him good vibrations. Maybe um, he's ready to be king of the world. He's ready to take on a new beginning, and you're on his mind. It's like, yes, I want to do this with you. I want to. I'm ready. I'm here. Anywho, labor, yeah, labor of love. That's the album title for this UB40 song that came through, which is Red Red Wine. So what I got out of that was just one thing makes me forget. Red Red Wine. It's up to you. All I can do, I've done. Memories don't go. Thoughts of you relieve my headache. Red, red wine. It's up to you. All I can do, I've done. Okay. Then we want another piece of fun. You keep me rocking all of the time. Okay. The letters U, D, and the number 40 could be significant, or 40. Um, red wine could be significant. You could be drinking red wine or want some red wine over the weekend. Red wine is good for your blood. So, Mars is associated to blood. Maybe through Pluto or through Scorpio, I should say. Oh no. Correction, child. Oh no. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, I don't know the facts. I feel like there's a teacher and she's watching and she's correcting everything. Yeah, don't get mad. I'm only relaying the notes as I took them today from Spirit. Spirit was like, here you go. It's on the board. Go. So I just start writing. And there it is. Listen and learn. So they say. So labor of love. This masculine could want to create a labor of love with you. Um, there's just one thing that makes him forget. This makes me think of an episode from Medium. I love the show Medium, by the way. All these kinds of shows I love. There's another one called True Calling. It's about, psychic senses and all of that. But she, typical, housewife, and she has her intuition. She sees her dreams, she gets visions, all of that good stuff. And one of the earliest episodes, I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, um, she's working with the DA's office, and she goes with this attorney. The attorney's like, oh, I have to go see one of those people that claim to be a truth seer or whatever, like mocking mediums and psychics and all of that. And so Allison, that's her name, she stays very quiet. She doesn't disclose that she's actually a medium, and she just goes to take notes because she's assisting the DA. They go see this psychic lady, and the psychic lady's like, all right, so it's a town in Mexico with the letter F. And she was already sarcastic with Allison about going to meet this psychic. She was very skeptical about the psychic. And so when they get to her, and that's all she gives them, she's like frustrated. She's like, really? I came all this way just for this little piece of information. So sarcastically, she's like, great. Let me go tell my team to look for a town anywhere in Mexico that starts with an F. That should get us closer to discovering this case. Like very sarcastic, very cruel. And what's interesting is while the psychic was like talking, before she got to that part, Allison was doodling, uh, similar to, I don't know if you could even see it on the screen, but here I was kind of like doodling, and it just so happened she did the letter F. So when the lady said the letter F, she just puts her notebook down, like, oops, let me not show that I'm in concurrence with the psychic. I don't want to look weird in front of this attorney, apparently. So there could be some of that going on. Some of you, like your skills have developed to a point where you can't really hide it, or it's hard to hide it. Now, the reason I even brought it up was because the lady walked away to go call her office, and she left Allison with the psychic. And the psychic quickly notices Allison and says, "I know." She goes, um, do you need a drink? I think she asked her. It was something like that. But basically like implying that's how you drown out the noise, the chatter of spirit that talks to you. Um, so people that don't know how to cope with the noise of the mind, all the chatter, all the conversation, it can be overwhelming. And Allison, at one point, it's not in the show because obviously she's a married woman now with kids, so and she's learned to deal with her. But I guess at a younger point, early in her life when she was developing her gift, she didn't know how to deal with the intrusive thoughts, the intrusive bequeathing. Is that how you pronounce that? Bequeath? I bequeath. What was it? I beseech you the beseechment of your services from spirit, you know? You could have had a lot of that happening, or this masculine could have had or experienced a lot of this. And it's up to you. It's almost like he's giving it up to you. It's up to you. All I can do, I've done. Memories don't go. Okay. Um, this is giving the impression to me mostly that this masculine has gone through a lot. And maybe drinking has been a way of coping, perhaps, or maybe just drowning out thoughts in some way. It doesn't have to be drinking actual alcohol and all of that. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be this is a very emotional person and they can easily get caught up in their feelings. They've done everything they can do and the memories just don't go away. So this masculine, oh, okay. He's waking up, and the way that in Vanilla Sky he was waking up was because he had this perfect woman, the dream woman that he loved, or that to him was a dream person. But there was someone from his past that he had a somewhat toxic connection with. The day that he met this person, the toxic connection that was supposed to be just, a very superficial, very casual connection, like we're not really a couple, but we enjoy each other's company sort of thing, you know. There was never any what's the word? Commitment or any sense of ownership in a certain way. This relationship was not at all. Um, it was a friendship, a friends with benefits kind of connection. And that night that he meets this girl that he's really into, okay, that girl from the past suddenly isn't acting just like a little friend. She's suddenly getting jealous. She's suddenly getting very possessive in a weird, like acting weird, right? So she entices him into a hookup of some kind. And, he doesn't have boundaries with her. He's not really committed yet to to the girl that he just met, even though he he doesn't what happened? He doesn't do anything. He just lets her, what's the word, what's the word? Convinces him to get in the car with her. So he's a passenger in her car, and she starts having a tantrum, basically. Like she's going psychotic, she's losing it. I thought, our sex was good. And I mean, like, she's losing her mind. Like, very, like, she's losing control because he's falling in love and letting go of the toxic connection. And so, in that craze, she's driving the car. She ends up, I don't know if it was, I think it was purposeful. I think she crashes a car and they end up crashing. No, it wasn't purposeful. She was just out of control, lost control of the car, and she ends up, I believe well, let me not talk about what happens to her or, but he ends up very, very, let's say, damaged from that connection where he couldn't really connect with this new girl that he had just met. He couldn't really connect with her so well because, oh, teacher, what? The bell rang. The bell's like, move on to the next subject. Okay, maybe this is uncomfortable. I don't know, but I feel like a rushing, or maybe like get to the point, or listen, or maybe it's just ding dong, hit the nail on the head. Okay, that's a better one. I like that. Hit the nail on the head there. He got damaged. His face was, um, he wasn't himself. He wasn't his best self because of what occurred due to his lack of boundaries with his past, um, not seeing the red flags, I guess. I don't know. Not using his better judgment. He got caught up and boom, ended up in a bad situation. Now he can't face this girl because he doesn't feel good about himself, so he's acting out of character. He's acting straight and he's there with his like best friend. They're at a bar and he's just acting really weird. Like it's like he's trying to overcompensate for how uncomfortable it is to be in that situation for them with him. It's like this is the kind of feeling that you can get maybe like when you see like someone that's handicapped, okay? Um, it's like you feel bad for them, but you don't want to show that you feel bad for them because they don't want to feel victimized. They're overcoming their limitation, so they don't want you to look at them or treat them differently, but you can't help but empathize or feel, a certain kind of awe, you know? And that's what was happening with him. She was giving him that energy. Oh, poor baby, poor thing. Or, God, this is so sad. I feel so horrible for what happened to you. He doesn't feel comfortable with that pity or with that, him being um, the center of attention for being the one that is down, if you get my point. And I think that's what the red wine song was trying to show is that this masculine could have gone through self-destructive phase, trying to cope with how bad he felt from a toxic connection. And through all of this, the memories can't like he couldn't like get rid of. He couldn't cope well. But when he thinks of you, thoughts of you relieve his headache. When he thinks of you, he feels better about himself. So then we got More Than Words, a song called More Than Words by Extreme. So Extreme Energy. Hmm. Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. Hmm. So this masculine, he doesn't want to hear I love you from you. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. If you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel. So It's almost like he doesn't want to. Now, take this as you will. This could be how you're feeling, divine feminine, divine masculine, if you're the one tuned in. This could be your feminine. And the energy is just the energy. Um, and this is the energy I'm picking up on. So whether it's you, this masculine, divine feminine, or however, there's a sense of it's not in the words. It's not to say I love you. Maybe you feel this way with the masculine. I don't want to hear you tell me you love me if your actions don't back it up. If I don't feel that you love me when you say it. If I can't feel, if your words don't, or not the words itself, but if when you say those words, that feeling of I love you isn't there with it, then what would you say if I took those words away and you can't say them? You couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. You can't change anything just by saying the word. So maybe you're saying this to this masculine. Um, Maybe this masculine is saying it to you, to someone in their past. Because what I feel like overall, the masculine is understands the connection of his divine partner. He understands he wasn't prepared for it on an emotional level. He didn't understand good vibrations. There was, but it was part of the plan, or it was part of his storyline, or it was part of his awakening story that he co-created with others to awaken. But in his self-destructive phase, he may have been emotionally very overwhelmed due to how things may have played out, how he allowed the past to interfere with the present, or uh, how one uninformed choice can change the route of your dream, can affect your dream, can derail your storyline. But finding solace in thinking of you, finding relief, not you ease their worries in some ways because it's more than words what you offer them. You offer them feeling. Because when he did take those words away from you, when you could not talk to him, and you could not convey your love to him with words, all you had left was making things new. You changed the vibe. You changed the energy. You grew from the disconnect. You grew from the challenge. Okay, excuse me. You grew from the concepts that limited you. So it's kind of like I'll take it back to the Vanilla Sky story, and I'm sorry if I'm telling you the whole movie, damn it, but it's an old movie, so if you haven't seen it, that's on you. Okay, moving on. Vanilla Sky. When he was you see what happens when you become a smartass. That's the teacher talking over there. That's why you do not allow your smartass to come through when you're trying to make a point. But there was already a distraction. So that's a vibration of distractions that just come. But what I was gonna say was his life derailed because of his self-destructive. But the storyline for her, the girl that he met, she moved on with his best friend, who at the time, his best friend, relative to him, was like a nobody really. You know what I mean? Like he was the hot shot, he was the wealthy one, he had it all. But he was so and he was a good friend and all of those things, but he wasn't um he didn't build the life that he was living. His father built the empire, and he was like the spoiled brat that had a whole boardroom of people that worked for him. Okay, but they wanted him out because he was like that careless bachelor kind of energy. So his best friend was like his confidant, his loyal friend. He brought a lot of value to his connection, and they both met her at the party at the same time. But obviously, he's the one that gets the girls. He's the one that always gets everybody, and he did. But when all that happened, and he self-destructed, and he, isolated himself and all of that, she ended up moving on with the friend because they were all kind of became friends at the same time, or they met at the same time, and so she lived out her life with the vanilla relationship. In other words, the more practical, or the less flamboyant relationship, or the less you know pizzazz lifestyle that he could have given her, possibly, even though with her that's not how he was. With her, she brought out the curiosity. She brought out the sensitivities. She brought out of him the protector, and someone that can cherish something very beautiful, someone that like he truly appreciated. There was a sense of innocence that she had. I think, if I'm not mistaken, her name was Sophia. Okay, divine feminine energy. And it's so beautiful because you can see it. There was a scene when they're sketching each other, and I think it was her that drew him kind of silly, but when he felt kind of dumb of how much beautiful effort he had put into the, the the sketch he made of her, because she was taking it maybe she was taking it like a joke, or I don't know, was it the opposite? Was it him versus her? Oh man, I hate that I did that, because it's not going to be, now I'm not sure which way it was. One or the other did that, but I think it was him. I think it was the way I was saying it. He was kind of shy or embarrassed of how he drew his. It could have, was it because he drew his on a, very, oh, excuse it, that's the air. Close the door, it goes off. um so the embarrassment was of, like, it was a vulnerability, like, oh, she didn't take this as serious as I did. Now I feel kind of dumb that I took it so serious, and I made this beautiful portrait, and she loved the portrait. She's like, it's so beautiful, but it made him feel vulnerable. He's like, why did he feel so vulnerable in that moment? Because he wasn't used to caring more than he was being shown. Like, he was used to people, just adoring on him. And it's not that she wasn't adoring him, it's that she wasn't falling head over heels for him. She was just being herself. And that made him very uncomfortable. And even more so when he was self sabotaging, how he was trying to overcompensate for how uncomfortable he was around her. He was just really making a fool of himself in many ways. We'll not judge him for that. Uh, so what would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. So there's that sense of, when you truly love, you move, things change, things actually move forward. When it's not really there, things just kind of keep repeating, and they don't really, you don't see an evolution of it. Stays stagnant, so to speak. All right, so here we have an unwavering commitment. And then, for the ones who get it done, the best partner is the one who can deliver. Now, don't laugh. That was a Granger commercial. Granger? But it was so poignant. What, poignant? Is that the word? It was so, like, sharp when I was just finishing up what I was writing here, and the commercial comes through. So the ones who get it done, the best partner is the one who can deliver. So I think this masculine is realizing, I can't just not, like, if I wanted to pretend that I was all of this and that and the other, then I better deliver. But there is a commitment to deliver now, unwavering commitment to deliver, to be about it, not just talk about it, but So and there's also an expectation, I guess, maybe divine feminine. You're only wanting to deal with or engage with the ones who get it done. The best partner is the one who can deliver. Get it done. Like, can you get it done? Like, can you make this happen? Do you want like that kind of energy? I don't know. But then everyone else like hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more. The road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Oh, woman, I. Uh, That's interesting. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. So divine feminine, divine masculine. You could be telling someone that's it. Don't come. It could be an energy. Hit the road, Jack. Jack. Jack could be the jackal. Jack, the that energy of confusion. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. No, we're not doing this. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and that's it. All that bull. So it's only the ones that are gonna get it done. The best one is the one who can deliver. You're gonna be wishy-washy and back and forth, then you're and confusing, then no, don't come back anymore. Don't even bother. Unwavering commitment. So we have Bruno Mars with easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. Oh, take it all, but you never give. If my body was on fire, you'd watch me burn down in flames. You said you love me. You're a liar because you never, ever, ever did, baby. So, those that are hitting the road, Jack, it's because they were easy come, easy go. That's just how they live. Oh, take it all, but they never give. Should have known you was trouble from the most. What was it? Should have known you was trouble from the first kiss. Yeah, that's weird. Had your eyes wide open. Why were they open? Ew. It's like, that's a little creepy. Like you're supposed like think about it. When you want to kiss someone because someone is just so damn delicious, you want to be all in that kiss. You want to feel them. If you're there kissing with your eyes open, you're a fucking machine. You're a fucking robot. You're a weird ass weird person. Sorry, no offense to anyone really, honestly. I'm sorry if that's mean. But isn't it though? Like I'm just gonna be there with my eyes open, like, oh, this human function thing. Yep. Oh, yep. Oh, tongue in, tongue out. Swirl, swirl, move around. Had your wa- had your eyes wide open. Why were they open? Gave you all my love and you tossed it in the trash. Tossed it in the trash, yes you did. Oh, to give me all your love. That's all I ever asked. She don't understand it's I catch a grenade. Like, okay, listen, I ain't catching a grenade for nobody. Throw my head. I'm not throwing my head on a plate for no one. Mm-mm. I jump in. Nope, nope. I wouldn't jump in front of a train for you. You know, I'd do anything. Nope, nope, no, not anything. Sorry. I would go through all this pain. Oh, you're sucker. Take a bullet through your brain. Oh no, you're ridiculous. Yes, you would die. Ay, ay, ay. But you, damn right, I won't do the same. I'm not going to die for you. Sorry, excuse me. No, we can't do that. What is wrong with you? How dare you think that that's normal? I would, oh, okay, okay, here we go. Medium. I was watching Medium, which is why I even brought it up. But in this clip, there was this man that was a photographer. He wanted, he would photograph couples, like married couples, like weddings and stuff. And apparently he was not normal. And apparently he had a psychosis of some kind that made him want to test like a social experiment if people really loved each other. And what he ended up doing was he gave them a year, and on the night of their anniversary, he ended up supposedly putting the gun, uh, testing them like a game show host. I dare you to shoot your partner. And That was like a whole, thing that went down. But that's kind of like this energy, like, if you love me, you do this for me. If you love me, you do that for me. And it's like, damn, if you love me, you wouldn't ask me those things. You wouldn't ask me to put myself in any kind of danger. You wouldn't ask me to put myself in any limiting situation. You wouldn't ask me to no. So anybody that's coming with, baby, I do anything for you. Baby, man, I'll kill that woman for you. Like that, shut the F up, please. Get out of my face. Don't think that in any way, shape, or form that you're making me feel good. Like that to me, that does not equal protection. That sounds uh, paranoid. Now, I'm not saying a man that's protecting his family doesn't have that stance. I'm saying when you're about it, you don't have to talk about it. You take care of yours the way you're supposed to. You protect what's yours and all of that. I'm talking about the talkers, the ones that need to hit the road and not come back no more, because it's about the ones who actually get it done, the ones that do what they say they're gonna do, not just the ones that talk about what they're gonna do. Get it? That's all. That's all. So, sigo siendo yo. I'm still myself. So someone feels like I'm still being myself. Oh, after the situation. Could be this masculine. Quiero decirte que creí en tu palabra. I believed in your word. Somebody believed in someone's word. Um, and basically, like empty hands from one day to the next. Knowing I'm a man that has lost my dreams in pieces, deep, what? Deep the world? Abandoned sentiments? What the hell did I write here, folks? I don't know. Hold on. But basically, okay, your love fades away. Let me just say that the basis of the song is a man realizing that something was fake. It was left empty-handed. The love fades away. The love faded away. This person, remember, we're looking for unwavering commitment, but there's a masculine, to be this Mars energy in general. This is a stance, because I'm getting that this Bruno Mars scenario, this is an aspect of the toxic masculine. This is like the I guess you could say the passive aggressive masculine, right? This was the Vanilla Sky one was more the aspect of the masculine that was maybe cocky or maybe arrogant or felt like he was better because he had more. While there's this energy that's trying to manipulate and say, I would do all this for you. Won't you do that for me? And it's like, no, that's a psychotic way to look at things, and that's not love. That just is not love. Um, so realizing you're still who, like this, none of these toxic energies, even though you believed in someone's word, you believed that someone was true, and this person left you with empty hands, or they left you feeling like from one day to the next lost, like they purposely build a dream to break it into pieces for you. This person purposely abandoned the sentiment of love on um on purpose. This could have been a very malicious individual that did that. Like, it's like, here, let me lift you up so that when I break you, you break real good. It's like, taking your heart like a freaking ball and then hitting it really hard on concrete to see if it, like a fucking pinata breaks open and all the candy comes out. That's the kind of shit this person was doing. And it's like, and everything ends in zero now and nothing in its place. And now my life, breaks in two, and it's like a tower, a total destruction. Like this person left this person completely destroyed, truly. But there's karma for that kind of stuff, okay? And we heal, and the healing that came from that kind of pain is a ring finger itching. So we're looking at marriage. And the reason I say that is because it came right after, and it's like, if you hear that song, this is a Mark Anthony song, Sigo Sin Ella, but it's called, I don't even know what the theme song's called. I've posted it on my stories before. Um, Everything ends in zero. It's like, okay, fine, yes, you broke even. Be happy that you broke even. You walked out with your life. Okay, this person probably wanted you to fucking die for them, or like they wouldn't care. This person, that wasn't love, and you're realizing, or this person's realizing, like, damn, this was dark as fuck. This person truly didn't love me. Like the very opposite of love here. Very, very, very opposite of love. But hey, you're still you. You're still who you are. Like it didn't end you. It didn't end you. But now you know better than to trust in somebody's words. Because if a person has left you with your hands empty, like they left you with nothing. Like they left you with nothing. Meaning it was purposeful. So the ring finger itching, somebody could be getting married or is engaged, but I see a ring, wedding, marriage. So the power of love. So this is Celine Dion. A lot, like I mentioned that earlier, right? Aries, a lot of Aries energy. So the power of love. That's the song that she says, "Cause I'm your lady and you are my man. Whenever you reach for me, I'm gonna do all that I can. We're headed." Wait, don't mind the door. I should go close it. I forget. We're headed for something, somewhere I've never been. Sometimes I am frightened, but I'm ready to learn the power of love. The sound of your heart beating made it clear suddenly. The fear that I can't go on is light years away. Because I'm your lady and you are my man. Your connection with your partner after this ordeal and all of this toxic energy, uh, this history, this story, this love story that took on all those aspects in some ways, played out in all these different shadow ways in order to truly discern love from what is not love, leads to marriage and leads. This is the true power of love. And that's what this masculine is realizing. That's what you've realized about feminine. There is, the true power of love because you have seen it work through you. You have seen it work um, in miraculous ways. And it's like this unwavering commitment. I'm your lady and you are my man. There's this knowing of who you belong with. And by belong with is like who is your true, you know, who is your true soulmate? Your true soulmate. And you know that you're heading for something that neither of you have ever been. Like you've never experienced a love this way. With this history, with this understanding of your history as you do, it's gonna be epic because when you're in a partnership just living out karmic cycles, granted you could be growing, but it gets very, hazy and convoluted and messy and ugly. But imagine a conscientious partnership. The two people are very much aware, very much consciously creating this love together. That brings so much strength and power into the union that it's neither of you know what to expect. In other words, you know it's going to be big. You just don't know. You just don't know like how far this is going to go or what it's going to do, like how it's truly going to change your world. Sometimes I am frightened, but I'm ready to learn the power of love. So there could be fear, and that's okay, healthy fear, but you'll feel that fear like excitement because it's like I'm going towards something I really love, but I'm just nervous. I feel nervous because I want to do this. I love this, or I'm excited for this. But you're ready. You're open to learn the power of love. The sound of your heart beating made it clear suddenly. This could be your rhythm or your person's rhythm. The heartbeat of your connection made it clear suddenly, a sudden realization that the fear that you can't go on is light years away. This love is so anchored that there is no fear of being able to go on. It's like, how do I put it? And this makes me sad about Celine Dion, for example, with her husband. He was much older than her, and she was an Aries. They loved each other very much. They always talked about their love story, and you could just see it in how she spoke of him. There was so much reverence, so much love, so much appreciation, so much codependence as well. It was such a leaning on each other. We worked together so long together. It was like a great team, great partnership. There was nothing to complain about. This was beautiful, beautiful love. And he passed away. That feeling that it can't go on is light years away. The power of love sustains her even when he's not there. It was so big, so grand, so pure, so beautiful that even when his physical body is not there for her to be with him, that love is there. It's felt. It's the power of love is stronger than the fear of not being able to go on. It's beautiful. 'Cause I'm your lady. Okay, let me not go there. It's gonna hurt. I can't do it right now. My voice is already like, I do at least 1 hour reading before I come here and do my meditations for the readings that I post. So it's a lot of singing that happens. So this is why my voice is usually very by the time I'm here. All right, let's see. Entrégame tu amor. If you only knew this emptiness of having you, only in dreams. Hmm. Somebody wants you to just give your love to them, like just fall into love with them. Allow yourself to fall in love with them. Allow yourself to give yourself to them fully. Wow, that's a lot of trust, isn't it? It's like that like what is that trust fall or whatever when you throw yourself back and you're supposed to trust that they're gonna catch you. This is kind of like that energy. That this masculine wants you to feel if you only knew the emptiness of having you only my dreams. He wants to plant a million roses, a million new roses in your womb. Wow. He wants to basically, you are the garden he wants to plant his seeds in, and he just wants beautiful roses in your womb to grow. Mm. Que se pierda en el pasado este tormento, que no me basta todo el tiempo para amarte. So he's saying, let the past torment be lost. For there's the time doesn't, no le basta, meaning like there's not enough time in the world. There's not enough time in the world to love you. You know what I mean? He just he wants to just love you. If you only knew, if you knew how empty he felt only having you in dreams. So that's the energy, divine feminine. And the last little thing I got here is a little phrase that my best friend and I used to say whenever we would leave. Our parents would be like, be good. And we say, if not, be good at it. All right. So be good. But if you can't be good, at least be good at it. All right, folks. That's all. I'll come back soon. Take care.